Welcome back to Culture Matters. As we have introduced, Jen Guan, one of our guests, is trying to adopt our orphan from the disastrous areas. And of course, join us in this segment is one of her family members, Bruce Guan. And our next guest is John O'Shea. John is from Australia, and he has two adopted child. First one is a girl from Thailand, and the next one is a son from Japan. Now let's go to Bruce. Do you know that your mom is trying to adopt a little sister or brother to your family?
Yeah, I have heard from her.
What's her first reaction?
I thought about the consequences, and sometimes I said no.
What kind of consequences
I thought I'd get kicked out.
Excuse me?
I thought I'd get kicked out of the house. That's the very first thing.
You got kicked out of the house?
No, I thought I'd get.
Really?
Yeah.
Were you the only kid in the family?
No.
You have older brothers, right? You have a sister.
Yes.
Older sister.
Uh-huh.
So
younger.
Younger sister.
Yeah.
So when your younger sister is born, were you kicked out?
No, but I kind of felt like there was more attention to her.
You feel a little bit jealous about it, huh?
Yes, very.
Right? So what about now? Do you agree with your mom right now?
Yes, I agree.
Why?
Because I think that we're helping a child grow up and helping them accomplish their dreams.
Okay, what makes you change your ideas?
Especially that night when after he look at the TV, watch the TV, see all those disasters and how those kids get out from those, all the area, and those kids, how sad it is. And his tears come out, and he's crying and telling me, yes, Mom.
Okay. What touches the most?
The children who have been severely injured and lost their dreams completely, lost arms, even maybe their lives. They just lost their dreams.
Lost their families and so
everything.
forth. Okay. Now, let's go to John. John has two adopted kids, and the first one is a girl.
That's right.
How old is she?
She's 7 years old, going to be 8 this year.
7, going to be 8. And what about your adopted son? How old is he?
He's 4, just 4.
Okay. Now let's take John as a living example. So, when you decided to adopt the second child, were your daughter has the same kind of feeling as Bruce?
Now this is a very interesting story because, initially my daughter, kind of didn't comprehend so much what we were talking about. But as the time got closer, we felt it was more important to, because she's only 4 years old, you're a little bit older, to let her understand that this wasn't going to be our adopted son. This was going to be our adopted baby brother to her. And she really wanted a baby brother. However, in reality, and this is something that you should think about preparing for, we had him, overnight. We gave him back, and then we had him overnight again, and we gave him back, and that's the adoption process. When he was finally here to stay, my daughter, I think, really went into a state of depression, because all of a sudden she went from being the only child in the family to being one of two, having that attention focused purely on her, to having that attention divided up and perhaps even skewed towards the newly adopted boy. So that's something to certainly prepare the family for. And I think you're old enough, but maybe your younger sister kind of needs that kind of preparation time to be able to welcome someone new into the family.
Okay. Now, from the mom, what kind of a promise will you give it to Bruce and his sister that you will love them equally?
One day, when my son asked me, Mom, when we have earthquake, who are you going to take out first? What was you ask that?
Yeah.
Me or my sister?
You really have this question very in mind?
Curious.
Curious?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just curious.
So, just before mom answer the question, so have you ever thought of the answers? What if your mom says, of course your sister because you're older, and I mean she's younger, she's weaker, so will you be depressed?
Yeah, I thought about that too. I thought about maybe her or maybe me or. Yeah.
Okay. I'm curious to know the answer though.
I said both. I try my best to bring both of you guys out.
Mm-hmm.
She said, how? I said, because I have two hands. I said, you guys just like my two hands. I can't left anyone. And then he was asking me, what's about you adopting another one? Do you have three hands?
Good question.
And I didn't answer this one because I know I don't have three hands. And also that start to thinking, how can I to treat those people, these new kids was equally or at least was same as my two natural born kids. And I think even more than because those new kids coming to my family, everything for her or for him is new. And also she or him just lost the family, lost the parents, got so much hurt. And I think we must give more love to her, probably able to warm her heart. And I started from that time, I just start to think about the things. But I really don't have this experience, how and what should I do to make this one better.
Okay, let's check with John. What if you were asked the same question?
You mean the same question about
just in case.
Oh,
if you
who
decided to
we take out
adopt the
first?
third one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. We haven't thought about that. But we love children, and these children coming from this very, very unfortunate accident, natural disaster that happened, are going to need a lot of love and a lot of attention. They're going to be traumatized. They've got a sudden loss of family, and which is never going to be filled really. And how much of it is going to be filled is going to be very, very much on how everybody in the family is able to treat that child.
So, Bruce, if I'm asking you and your mom together, what if we are facing an earthquake and you have three kids in the home? You, your baby sister, and of course, and you have a new adopted either brother or sisters. So, what will you do during an earthquake?
It depends on the situation. Let's say my baby brother was safe and my sister was still in there, I'd probably go help. Thought if it was both in there, I'd probably both go help.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So yes, that's a great answer. I mean, even though you're 11-year-old, right?
Yeah.
11-year-old. So, I mean, as a man, we have to learn how to offer a helping hand to those who need it. And secondly, we have to learn how to be generous, how to be kind, and how to be strong. That's my advice. Good luck to you. Well, thank you very much for joining us, and thank you, John, for your advice. When we come back, we're going to talk about more about the orphanage adoptions. And don't go away. We'll be right back.
Kids have been orphaned. What should we do?
To keep the two children connected to their original culture.
These kids went through a major trauma.
And they has another mom and family give them a love.
To keep the situation as familiar as possible.